Rochelle Butler. I'm going to be looking at your 30s and looking at what areas of diet and exercise you should be focusing on to best support your body at this stage of your life. I'll be looking at what's typically working for and against you in helping you to maintain your health, your fitness, and perhaps even your waistline. And I'll also be pointing out what type of diet and type of exercise is best suited for your 30s. So let's look at what's typically going on in your 30s. So having just come out of your 20s, which is carefree, independence, and just loving life and being able to bounce back from all of that, you now are entering into a period where responsibility starts to kick in a little. Typically, if you're working, you are climbing that corporate ladder, really making some strides now. You're probably coming into making more money, but not really having that much money to spend because you're now buying the house or there's kids on the way, so there's money being spent on that. So you still, but your tastes are still are becoming more and more discerning than they were in your 20s. So there's cash, but not so much disposable cash because it's being spent elsewhere. If there are kids, that's taking up a big part of your life as well. So you don't have much time because outside of work, you're doing things with the family, and that's taking up a lot of time. Either way, whether you're just career focused at this point or in fact have already started a family, you are pushed and pulled in many directions and just have an increased amount of responsibility. Add to that, you are suddenly now starting to realize that you can't live the life you did forever, the way you did in your 20s forever, the late nights and partying and just drinking and eating whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted, are now starting to catch up with you. And so you're having to be a parent to yourself. And actually, it's in the 30s that I see this real flip-flop between being responsible and sensible, and you go through these periods of, right, I'm really focused now, this is how I'm eating, this is the exercise I'm doing, and then you have these moments where it all falls off the wagon. Not because you don't want to stay there, but just because other things have a greater pull. Sometimes it can be friends who are the greater distraction. You may still have a friend who's a perpetual student who just doesn't quite get that you have responsibilities, and they often pull you wayward and off the rails as well. So the main thing here is that you're now starting to have to really manage your energy levels here because you're being pushed and pulled in different directions. You almost can't say no to anything. Work-wise, you're still trying to make a good impression. So if they're asking you to stay longer or travel or do more, you're saying yes. If there are kids, there's just no saying no to kids. If they're up in the middle of the night, you've got to get up. If they're ill, you've got to get up. At the weekends just aren't your own time as well. So it's been pushed and pulled in various directions. So the main thing to focus on and manage here is your energy levels. So quite often a low GI diet tends to work quite well here. Glycemic index, is the rate at which energy is released by food. So you can imagine a chocolate bar will have will be high GI because that instantly provides that energy, but then with that comes the big come down. Low GI would mean that it slowly releases the energy and keeps you full and sustains your energy for longer periods. So that's the kind of food you're looking at, low GI foods. Continuing to eat wholesome, healthily eating, certainly not cutting carbs at this point completely because you're needing your energy sources from somewhere, and if you don't have the time to manage that, you're going to be reaching for the takeaways, the fizzy drinks, the coffees, the alcohol, and those sort of things. So really making sure you're eating wholesome and healthily here. And like I say, low GI works really well at this stage in age. This is also where people guys in particular, start to be finally seeing themselves with the gut, putting on a bit of a gut. And that's because with stress levels, women too, stress levels raises your cortisol hormone, and that lays down fat in this area. And again, cortisol is also involved in helping to balance your blood sugar and energy levels. So again, what you're eating needs to really just reinforce and support that. Type of exercise that is suited here is pretty much anything you can fit in. Again, your cortisol levels will tend to be higher now, especially if it's stresses from work or just the high demands of everything, the family, the kids. So anything you can fit in that isn't going to stress you further. So hardcore exercise at this point could potentially also be seen as a stress to your body if you're working, say, 10 hours a day and then going to do, you know, a 45-minute spin class followed by an hour session in the gym. That again is going to be seen as a stress by your body, and you're not going to lose any weight. That's not saying you shouldn't do those things. You need to judge what's happening in your life and with your body. So perhaps move that high intensity energy class to a weekend where you've had a good night's sleep and you can come to it ready and relaxed. But again, time is the big factor here. So try to fit your exercise in, like en route to work or as part of your family outing. So when the kids go on walks, go on cycle rides, try to fit it in where you can. But the main thing here in your 30s is to build on the habits from your 20s, keep moving, manage your energy levels, and just stay on top of your health. And then where you can up your exercise a little bit. And there'll be periods where you can see, right, I've got a good stretch now. So don't use this as an excuse to back off completely. You still got all that testosterone and youthful energy from your 20s seeing you through here. So it's not a period in your life to just switch off. In fact, quite the opposite. You want to still maintain and keep up with kind of good form of energy and being energetic while you still have everything working for you. So stay healthy, focus on your energy, and eat well during this period, and you'll be looking good for your 40s. Subscribe below to hear more about how to eat, move, and be healthy, and leave a comment with any ideas on how you manage your energy levels with regards to food and exercise, particularly with kids or when you're working late.